Welcome to Better Than Yesterday. We're out here in LA shooting our on the road sessions and studio out here. It's Oliver Saunders, Adam Churchman. Today is one of those days for me personally that I just am very grateful for.
Yeah.
Our guest today, you guys are going to be inspired. The man never stops. Successful hip hop artist, successful tattoo artist, entrepreneur, fitness mindset, firing on all cylinders. This is a day for me where I'm like, wow, a man who has personally inspired me and helped me through becoming a better version of myself. Ladies and gentlemen, the King of Covina. Hi, Tone.
Hey, man,
bro.
bro.
Yeah, what up,
hey,
brother, man?
If that intro don't make you smile, bro, I don't know what does. I almost shed a tear with that because, like, you think of yourself as somebody, but when you hear it from another successful person or another man, it reminds you of how much hard work you put in, bro. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I think men in general, dog, don't take a step back and appreciate what they become,
Yeah.
That was powerful for me, bro.
Bro, I appreciate it. The thing that I've always loved, you've always been so available to people, right? And even when
it's real.
When I messaged you about coming on, I was like, I'm going to be in LA. I think I even said it when I messaged him, like, I'm just shooting my shot. You want to do this podcast?
That's what he told me. He literally sent me a message. He's like, bro, I've been messing with this dude for so long. He's like, I'm going to just shoot my shot and see what's up. And then he hit me back and he's like, yo, he hit me back. It's a beautiful thing, bro. Yeah. But that's also respect and flowers to you, because there's a lot of people that when they get to a level of success, and it shouldn't be this way, but when they get to a level of success, for some reason, they start thinking that they're above certain things or they're above certain people or opportunities. And it's like, you really just got to be open. You just really just got to be open, because you never know. You network, you be a good person, you're respectful, and you never know how far things could go in life. You know what I mean?
I'm super big on that, bro. Like, I've seen too many people take the Hollywood route, dog. I've seen too many people get too cool for their own self, dog.
Right. And it's not that serious.
I don't base anything off of numbers, off of followers, off of streams, off of views, off of plays, dog. Yeah. Like, I go based off of energy. I'm not one of them dudes, dog, that only hang out with fools that got this many followers, or only tag fools that got this much followers. All that to me is fake, dog.
Fake.
And it's just, I'm not about the clout, dog, about the fake shit. I'm about just wanting to connect with real people, bro.
Real connections.
And that don't matter what you got in your bank account, bro. That don't matter what you got on Instagram, bro, or TikTok. Like, I need to feel you, bro.
Amen.
And maybe you could help me in an area I need help in, and maybe I can help you in the area you need help in, bro. And that's what I'm about.
And you know what? It's funny, and it's funny because I was in the gym the other day, and I've been going to the gym for like a year now, 5 days a week, and so I'm really getting into it. And it's funny because there was a guy that has been probably going to the gym since he was 15 years old that I was talking to. You could tell, you know what I mean? He looked like a statue. And he was like, you know what, bro? And I was like, man, I just see what you're doing. I was like, I just want to say that respect. And he was like, you know what? I could learn something from you too. And it made me, and it opened up my mind to something, because it's like, you could never, if you think that you're too cool, if you think that you know everything, then you're already stopping yourself from opportunities.
You're done at that point.
You're done at that point.
Someone's gonna pass you up. Like you said, you didn't need to talk to this dude at the gym. You could be a tough guy in the gym, and like, bro, I walk around the gym, bro, and I'll be like, man, them shoes are dope, bro. Like, homie, why can't people just be cool? Right. Why can't people give people flowers and love? Like, why does it always gotta be like, I gotta be a tough guy,
or I gotta be tough, or I gotta be
well, what's the big deal here?
Yeah, life is too short.
Yeah,
life is too short.
Have you always been that way? Have you always sort of operated on the, like, let's the love, the good energy, or did you ever have a time where you tried to flex?
Nah, bro. I mean, there's different ways of flexing, but when it comes to like as far as being a tough guy or a badass, like, dog, it's never been in my blood, dog. Like, I was blessed to not have anger and hate in myself, dog. Like that, I feel, is like a major problem. Like, everything I do is based off of love.
Yes. Right.
And I really don't have to fight hate or anger, which is such
and that's
a
why
blessing.
and that's why you're blessed in so many ways, because you're just open to positivity. When you put out positivity and you put out good energy, and it's genuine.
Yeah.
And it's genuine. You're doing things.
People feel that.
Yeah. And
I can feel it already.
It doesn't mean like it's perfect, dog. A good dude can have a bad day. A good dude can make a bad decision. Like, it doesn't mean you're perfect, dog. Like, none of us on this, couch in this circle right now is perfect. Right. We're far from that, dog. Where I tell my girl, I tell my homies, I tell my friends all the time, people, like, don't try to be perfect. If you make a mistake, apologize for it.
Yeah.
Own up to it.
It's
Take
life.
accountability. Hey, and try to change.
Yeah.
That's all life's about, because if you try to walk around and be perfect, bro, you're going to have this expectation of yourself, and you're always going to feel like a failure.
Because because
you're already thinking, I got to be perfect. Well, you already failed because you're not going to be perfect.
Right, yeah.
Nobody's perfect. Nothing is perfect.
You're already starting off bad.
Right. 100%.
Yeah.
When I look at your life, being so successful at so many different things, there has to be this like internal hunger that you have to create, to excel. A lot of times in that world, that can go partnered up really easily with like this like dog eat dog, step over people. Yeah. In your experience, like, how have you been able to maintain not falling into that, but yet probably, and I'm just going to guess, interacting with people who do have that sort of dog eat dog mentality along the way?
Yeah, I think that's a stigma, bro, in business in general. It's like you or nobody else, or dog eat dog. Like, it's like, yeah, I get it. You want to be hungry, bro. You want to be persistent and consistent. But if you're always willing to do whatever it takes to succeed, you're going to burn a lot of bridges.
Yep.
You're going to hurt a lot of people.
Right.
And through the years, dog, I don't owe nobody money. I don't owe nobody favors. Nobody can say anything that I owe them or have done them wrong, bro.
Right.
Nothing. Like, you might not like me, which is fine.
Right.
But I've not done anything to you to make you not
Feel
like
that
me.
way.
So if you don't like me, bro, that's on your heart. That's on you. There was nothing I did to hurt you.
Right.
Right.
So
Right.
I take pride in that, because you asked, bro, like, I'm around people that act like that I've seen do people wrong, that I've seen burn people, that, the industry is filled with snakes.
Right. Snakes.
So I just stay true to me and go, I know I can get there faster if I did this, but the journey's more important.
Absolutely. And you know what? And so as somebody that grew up in LA as well, I'm sure you could attest to this. I feel like a lot of people in LA are very plastic, very materialistic, they try to, a lot of people try to work with people only if they're going to benefit something from it. And I could tell that you're different from that. How do you feel, sometimes when people are trying to drain that positive energy, how do you keep them at a distance, and how do you stay positive when you know that somebody might be trying to mess with you just for the wrong intentions to benefit themselves?
Yeah. It took a lot of years, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
And when you have a good heart, bro, like, you are going to get hurt.
For sure.
You are you always, like, think of people high. You put them on a pedestal, or you trust them, or, and I've learned the hard way at times, bro. I've been burned by, people that I've trusted, bro. And, it's just, that's not something you're going to instantly get in the industry and be perfect at, like, especially if you have a good heart. So, like, you learn from those lessons.
Yes.
You learn from those heartaches and heartbreaks and days where you just sit in your room and, like, I can't do this no more. Like, you learn from it. You don't let no one take that love from you, though, but you learn from it and you go, I know why he's around. I know why she's around. I know why they're here. I know why they're not here. Like,
when somebody shows you who they are, you got to believe it to a certain extent.
Are you able
to
spot it now in other people faster? Or is it like, if you got burned a couple times, can you see that in someone now? Or is it always sort of in retrospect, I shouldn't have.
I mean, I think now, as I'm wiser and older, I can get the energy and vibe. And especially now that I'm, like, a little bit more centered with myself and I'm a little bit more clear-headed, like, I'm never going to push nobody away and be an asshole or a dick to them when they walk in the door, but I'm going to know how to keep my distance.
Right. And that's a huge thing for keeping yourself right, keeping your mental health right, and everything like that, because there's always going to be moving outward pieces that contribute to situations. But as long as you're okay with your inner self, like you said, very centered and know what your intentions and know what you're trying to get done, then it's harder for people outside influences to affect that.
But it is hard, bro, because, like, I mean, even just say, like, people don't look at tattooing like this when they don't do it. Right. You're with a person, in a room for 8 hours with them. Their dog just passed, their mom just passed, something
Vulnerable.
bad happened in their life. All their energy is latching onto you for 8 hours. Right?
Wow.
So people don't think that. So when I go home mentally drained and I'm not mad, frustrated, I'm just very tired, it was because I didn't put my headphones on and ignore my client. I listen. I'm a therapist at the same time that I'm tatting them.
That's real.
So,
That's real.
You do, like, people's energy does attach to me, you know? But then when you go home, the gym, the music you listen to on the way home, the things that you put your mind and where the direction your mind goes in after you leave that place is how you're going to end up feeling, or how you get through that energy attached onto your soul and body, you know? So you just got to understand, like, deal with people, help them out, but don't take it home.
Right.
You know? And that's a big thing.
But that's an intentional decision, right? That you're being intentional about, you've got to a point where you understand how you're going to feel at the end of the day, and you've set up some tools to make sure that you're protecting your peace.
Of course.
Right?
You know, of course.
So let me ask you this. It seems like, from what I hear, that you do a lot of things to help other people be in good moods, music, tattoos, and stuff like that. Who does for you to put you at ease? Who does for you to
What you're doing for everybody else.
right? Because I mean, just from this conversation, it seems like, you know, a lot of people look to you for a time to have a good time, or to take things off your mind, or to heal, or to get a tattoo that's going to be on them for the rest of their life. It's bigger than just an art piece.
I mean, that's very emotional for me, just because, like, I feel like, where does the motivator get his motivation?
Right.
You know, and this is some things that I sit in my car and drive, dog. Like, I'll just sit there and cry, bro, because I'm like, sometimes, like, I feel so empty and so drained
because you're pouring
from
into
giving
so many people
that I sometimes don't know where to find it, bro. You know, sometimes in my darkest times, you know, I've turned to Les Brown, which is a motivational speaker.
Okay.
I've had a season where I've turned to God. You know, I've had a season where I've turned to, you know, real friends, family, like my grandparents. I don't know what inspires me anymore, bro. I think the internet is so filled with trash that
such negativity.
That alone drains me, you know? So I don't know, bro. I think God just blessed me with something, like, no matter what, bro, just keep being motivating, bro. Like, I'm here not to rap. I'm not here to tat. I know there's a bigger purpose for me, and I feel like it could be speaking one day. I feel it. You know, something, bro. I'm still searching, you know, for my real purpose.
For that purpose.
You know?
It's funny because I was just one of my biggest. I love DJ Khaled. I love DJ Khaled because that fool. He always working. He's always with his family. He's always positive, always smiling. And it's funny because I saw, and this sort of reminded me of you, because I saw him say, you know, I do so much for everybody else, and he's like, but I don't. I need some. But he doesn't really feel like sometimes that he has the person to pour into him. So I was wondering how you were able to deal with that as well. Because it seems like
even the intro where I said, bro, like, that intro will make me cry.
There you go.
Is because you don't hear that from a lot of people. Your best friends aren't gonna walk around you and be like, man, bro, like, you do so much. I love you, bro. You're the realest, homie. Like, you're not getting that, dog.
Something's got to happen. Like a situation's got to happen for the homies to start.
Pretty much, like, for that, you know, like, you know. So even if I get a text from my lady, like, hey, babe, like, I don't tell you often, but I really appreciate what you've done for us.
That's beautiful.
That will make me cry, bro.
That's
something beautiful. I see sad on the internet won't make me cry, but it's when someone gives me a little something, I cry, bro, because I need it.
Yeah, and you deserve
it. And I don't sit here and ask for it. I just allow it to come, but when it comes, it feels so good, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I love that you talk about, like, your purpose. So many people find their purpose in what they do, right? Like you said, it's not just rap, it's not just tattooing, it's like there's a bigger purpose. And it sounds like, and I love this, it's like I often say to people, your purpose isn't found in what you do, it's found in who you are. And outside of that is what sort of manifests itself. So the fact that you're fluid in the, like, whether it's tattooing, whether it's music, whether it's fitness and motivational speaking, which I think you'd probably fucking knock out the park.
Kill it. Yeah,
but
you'd kill
you know
it.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the road isn't the goal, it's the internal who you are, and then the path sort of just shows up and you walk it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I genuinely believe that.
Yeah.
You know, because who you are could be music. It is me.
Right.
Right,
That's a
right,
part.
right.
That's a
That's
part
a
of
part
you.
of who
That's
you
a part
are.
of
No,
you.
that's a part. But
100%.
like, you can't just think that that's it.
That's it.
Right.
Right.
When you just sit here and go, I'm just a podcaster.
Right.
It ends there, and you're not manifesting anything greater.
Right.
You're shutting
You know?
doors.
Yeah,
to
because
things
this
that,
is all I am.
Right.
Right.
I'm just a fitness coach.
Right.
Okay, well, you're closing your own doors.
Right.
Right.
You know, so
Yeah, 'cause
always
it's like a limiting belief. your
yeah,
identity.
always believe this is amazing. Thank God, I'm blessed. But I know there's more.
And you know, and that sort of goes back to what we were talking about, where you have to, when you're a man, you know, like you said, it's not harder, but men get their flowers less often because there's things that we're just supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
But we deserve our flowers. And we were saying earlier, when you become a motivated person, you set goals for yourself. And then you get closer to these goals, you start knocking goals off. And then when you knock the goal off, I have to tell myself to stay in that moment and appreciate the fact that, hey, this is a goal that you mapped out, that you wanted to get to, and you've got to it. Pat yourself on the back.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you're not going crazy. It's not the end of the road. It's not, but you know what I mean?
You're not
just
acting
gonna
like you won the Super Bowl, but take a second.
Take a second and
Realize how far you've come.
Yeah, step back and understand what the hard work got you.
Right.
boom.
And that'll actually make you more hungry.
Right.
If you're just like this
Right.
and you never, like you're
Take
gonna
a second
get lost.
to appreciate it.
You're gonna lose a lot of people you love because nothing matters but your goals.
Right.
You have to step back, celebrate with your real ones. Hey, I love you. Now let's go for more.
Right. If you look around after you got those goals and there's nobody there because you just burned everybody
Yeah.
focused,
and
then
then
what did you
you do?
See, that's a good point. I never even thought about it like that. You
Well,
could be
yeah.
so focused that
I've
you
lost
just
relationships with best friends and not even thinking I did anything wrong. Like it wasn't like I did anything purposely or intentional. It was that I was so focused that they felt they were getting neglected,
Right.
and they felt like this fool don't care about me no
Right.
more. But I wasn't even that.
It
It was
wasn't
just
even that.
I was so focused on being somebody
Right.
that I lost people on the way. And when that happened, and I had my depression and my drug use and my breakdown and all that, like I had to sit back and go, dog, how come I haven't seen my grandma in 8 months?
right.
You know, how come I haven't went on a trip with my sister my whole life?
Right.
I start
Because you've just
analyzing
because
things
you've just
like,
been grinding and working and
what
working.
is it for then?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Do you ever feel like, so I know you said you had a drug issue. Do you ever feel like, I know for a lot of people that had drug problems or were in jail or whatever, they feel like they are behind in life because they spent so much time fucking off.
In the dirt.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? Did you ever feel that way? Or do you just keep your head down and just keep moving forward?
It's hard to put yourself in a place where homies come out and do 20 years like that. That I couldn't speak on.
Right.
You know, like
Right.
my little downfall was months,
Right.
a year maybe.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I've never
Right, not the
I've
same
never done
Imagine,
more than
you know,
a year.
what they how they probably felt. They lost a lot of time,
and that's
time you can't buy back.
and
Right.
shit. I mean 10, 20 years. They did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
They did. That is
You know,
losing time.
and I
you know?
think for even anybody in that situation that could be listening or have family members in that situation, like you can't get time back, so you have to just think forward.
Just make forward, and that's the realest thing. That's what I was gonna say too. If you sit there, and easier said than done, but if you sit there and dwell on the negative, dwell on the time that you have, you're not there in the present, and you're not going to be there for the future because, you know, it's what's done is done. Unfortunately, if you lost that time, it is what it is. But if you lost 20 years of time, don't make it 22 because
Right.
you're tripping the next 2 years off of that 20.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
mean,
great, man. Yeah, don't
anxiety comes from thinking too far ahead and thinking too far behind.
Right.
So if you live in the moment right now, your body and mind won't even allow you to have anxiety and depression because you're now.
Right.
It's when we start overthinking and going like, damn, I shouldn't have done that. Or what if this happens tomorrow? Like,
Right.
you already start your whole body and just nervous system is already like
like
you're not relaxed, you know? Like we're here right now, relaxed because we're right in the time right now.
Right. Not thinking about the future. And you know what? That's good, man. That's good.
I love that.
That's something I'm going to remind myself, because there's things that you can't control. And there's things that you haven't even gotten to.
Right.
So it's like, how are you, you know?
But I think it's also like a bit of a I don't want to say a juxtaposition. Like it's a kind of a foreign concept, because a lot of people, especially in the like personal development or self-improvement, or if have really high goals in their career, they believe that they always have to be like so far in the future, otherwise, you know what I mean? And so they aren't present. So it's a real twist and change in your mindset to say, I've got goals. I got goals. I know that. But to then also say, I need to be present for myself and for the people around you.
Yeah, bro. That, I think if you could master that, you're a dangerous person.
Right.
You know, like being there for the ones that are present, but also going, I know what my goals are.
Right.
And not going too far ahead and leaving people behind, and not slowing up on hitting the brakes and letting people pass you up.
Right.
You got to find that medium, like
that balance.
With traffic. Go with traffic. You're going to get a ticket if you speed. You're going to get a ticket if you go too slow. Let's just roll with the punches.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Bro, for real.
Yeah.
So you, when I, following along, like through hip hop, through tattooing, in the last few years, you've got yourself in pretty great shape, and fitness and mindset stuff has really sort of become a big part of who you are, right? How did you fall into that? Because I know, hip hop and tattoo, like I got a bunch of homies back home who are tattooers. The music scene, a lot of that world and culture can sometimes not make the healthiest life choices. You know what I mean? Like, let's just be real. Like, there's some unhealthy life choices that take place in that world. How did you, like, what got you to flip the script and then start to take care of yourself?
That's a good point.
Yeah. Unfortunately, tattooers sit on their ass
a lot,
for 8 hours, 9 hours a day, which isn't good. And if you're not making the right
with your back
eating habits, it's going to double up.
Yep.
Musicians are in the studio late, a lot of drugs, a lot of liquor. Like you can't really be programmed if you're up at 4 or 5 in the morning fucking off.
Right.
So to answer your question, I just did a lot of that, bro. I did a lot of fucking off. I've late nights, a lot of drugs, a lot of good times, and I just realized, like, I'm only getting older.
Right.
And it isn't cool to be a dope head no more, bro.
It's not.
It's cool now to care about yourself.
It is, bro.
The world and mindset has shifted.
It's a trip.
And it is a great thing, bro. And I've always been to the gym, bro. I've always hooped. I've always, like, played paintball. I've always done things active.
Yeah.
But it was never showing. It was more for mental.
Right.
Once I got the nutrition down and started understanding, like, bro, if you want change, then it has to be a full change.
Yeah.
Right. You can't have one foot in, one foot
That was the
out.
click. I went to my boy Triple OG's house to watch a UFC fight, and he, he's on his
I know,
fitness,
yeah.
and
he's part of that fitness
yeah,
world.
he's big, bro. And I was like sitting there, bro. Like, they ordered pizza, wings, chips, and bro, I'm in there kind of just doing my thing, right? And I see him eating his chicken and all that, and then he looks at me and goes, "That's why your head's fat, bro." Right? And he was clowning me, like a big homie clowning me.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Right? And I was like, I'm drinking, taking shots, and then I went home that night, and I'm like, looked in the mirror, I'm like, damn, my head is fat. Like, I started being self-conscious,
right.
But it needed.
But it was out of like he called you out on something, but
Out
it
of
was
love.
it was out of
As your
love.
homie.
It was out,
No, it was like sometimes you need that that hard
Like, you just
love.
stated facts.
That's
Like,
a real
that's
homie.
why.
That's a real homie, not somebody that's gonna be like, "Hey, bro, you look good no matter what." Hey, bro, just do whatever you want to do.
It's all yes men around you, and like real
You
ones,
can't
you're
have
gonna
that, bro.
fail.
You're gonna fail.
You know, so he like was clowning me, bro, and I was like,
He said, "Damn."
I called him up like on Monday, and I'm like, I'm ready, bro.
Nice.
He goes, you ready? I said, bro, if I tell you I'm ready, and I'm gonna let people know that you coached me or that you put me on game, I'm not gonna embarrass you because
That's his brand too.
Too many homies go, I'll pump you, or you give them game, and then, I'm here learning tatting from High Tone, and then 3 days later they quit tatting.
Right.
It looks bad for me.
It's not a good look.
So if I'm going to ever get game and put a homie up and be like, this is what I'm doing with him, I'm not gonna fail.
Yeah, and see, and it's business, and it's also respect. It's business. It's your homie's business, so you respect him and you respect his business by being like, I'm not gonna waste your time. I'm not gonna waste my time either by just bullshitting with your thing.
And I mean, your personality is the one, like when you, it looks like when you commit to something, you excel at it, right? Like from the tattooing, from the music, you know what I mean, all that kind of stuff. Like
I can get very obsessive,
right? Yeah. Which you know, it can be a real positive thing when you go hard on something like that.
Yeah. So I feel like for people out there, like, you know, like you gotta understand. I tell people this: why do you take care of your car more than you take care of the body that drives the car? So if you're not healthy, you can't even press the gas or even control the car.
Right.
So, but you'll get the oil change, tire rotated, get the shit detailed. Right.
But you won't
put
take your
sound
ass to the
system
doctor.
in it, but you won't.
Right.
Start eating better, lose weight, go to the doctor, get physicals, you're like, homie, you need an oil change too.
For real.
You need grease on your boat. Like, what makes it's just so weird that people put materialistic things ahead of the things that wear the material.
Rock the chains, the nice shoes, all that stuff, but you're
you're
broken.
shitting inside.
And you know what? And you know what?
For real.
I'll tell you this. Like I said, I've been on my gym journey for like a year and everything, and the confidence that you get with just walking around knowing that like you're set, you know what I mean? You could, one, take care of yourself, you know what I mean? Two, you feel good about yourself. Like you put on a shirt and you're like, man, this is good. You know,
everything
and then
fits better.
Then everything is just so much more positive out, you know, your interactions with people, just the way you carry yourself, the way that you talk to people, you know what I mean? The better you feel about yourself, the better you're going to feel about anything else.
I always say the gym is like the perfect metaphor for life. If you put in the work, you get the results. And when I first started, I used to be like 210. I dropped down to like 160. And I remember telling my brother when I first started getting in shape, it was like, man, if I never lose another pound in my life, I just feel so much better. Like it changes your mind. And it changes your mind.
And then, you know, it's one thing about that. I used to, when I wasn't going to the gym, I used to step on the scale and look and be like, oh, or I'd be like, yeah, or you know what I mean, whatever it was for that day. And it's funny now because now if I could step on the scale and it doesn't matter.
Right.
Like it doesn't matter what the scale says to me because I know that one, muscle is a lot more than fat and everything, but I know that I'm putting in the work every day, so it doesn't matter what those numbers say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel good.
Yeah, I stopped looking at the scale.
Right.
Because you're only like mentally fucking yourself.
Picking at yourself.
Point. You know,
that's something that I've struggled with.
Like people that are heavy and really on a journey to really lose weight and fat, yes,
that's something different.
You have to.
Then you have to.
But when you reach your goal and you feel good, forget the scale, bro. You got to go based on how you feel.
Completely.
How do people respond to you when you decided to make that change, right? Like if you're in the studio late at night drinking, if you're, you know, eating shit all day, and now you've made the switch, how did your circle respond to you? You know, you got the homie that's taking you under his wing, but like I'm sure there are other people who are like,
more people are against.
What's up with that?
The harder thing to do.
People are gonna say you changed or you're a weirdo now, bro. You don't eat. Like, bro, they could say everything, dog, you know? But at the end of the day, my studio sessions went from 8 p.m. at night to 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
Right.
I got to switch the schedule on what's not going to make me, you know, fall into temptation.
Right.
You know, so when you're on the journey, you just got to start going, first off, if there's a midnight session and there's drinks and food and girls and like, are you going to be able to stay on program?
Right.
You can, but it's going to take a lot of practice. Like, you're going to have to be locked in.
Yeah.
So when you first start anything,
that's probably not the ones you want to do.
It's probably not the sessions you want to go to.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
Right.
that's a good point.
You know, like,
you
have to mold what
build the muscle.
Exactly.
Build a habit.
Man.
Just like going to the gym. Like when you know, going to the gym in the beginning is the hardest part is just getting there. And then once you build that habit, at first it was like, oh man, I got to go to the gym. And then now if I'm laying in bed and I'm like, oh, are you going to go? It feels weirder to not go.
I know.
It feels, you know what I mean? If I don't go, then I'm like thinking to myself, like, oh man, something's off today. You know?
That's that's when you know you made the flip.
Yep.
Where you feel weird if you don't make it.
The habit. You built that habit.
You know, you're like, oh, my day isn't even going to be as good if I don't go.
Right.
You know, like.
You start craving it.
Yeah, you need it at that point. And, bro, if you need something that positive, bro, you're on the right track. Bro.
I agree with you.
For sure.
I agree with you, man.
Sure.
I agree with you.
So you've got all these things that you've done. What are some of the things that you're most excited about? Like, what do you wake up in the morning just jacked on?
Man, right now, it just because we open up the new business, it's seen my wife succeed. Like
beautiful.
I really get excited about that.
That's beautiful.
I'm seeing her transition from being like, she's been managers and she's done a lot of big things in makeup, but never a real boss.
Right.
And seeing her transition from like a 9-to-5 employee to a real businesswoman and owner, like that makes me feel good, bro.
awesome.
Like I'm excited about that.
That's
you know.
beautiful.
That's not easy. That's a lot of work.
And
It's
you know,
harder
that
than
puts
a
a lot of
9 to 5,
straight.
yeah.
It put the first year. You know, we've been in business a year. Last Saturday was our year, and
Congratulations.
thank you.
Yeah.
And that year put a lot of strain on our relationship, dog, because she hasn't ever been under that much pressure,
Right.
and she didn't know how to not bring it home.
Mm-hmm.
And women are very much more emotional and sensitive, and
Yeah.
if you as a man allow that to get the best of you, bro,
Yeah.
you are gonna get in problems, bro.
For sure.
Because
It's going to be like oil and water.
Yeah.
so, you know, like, I'm proud of her. That's a big thing. I feel like me still making music after all these years, like, I still get stoked about that
Oh,
because
that Mother Mary song? Ooh, that's a California driving song, bro.
we just dropped a single today.
Nice.
Oh, yeah,
You
so
know,
you're not
this morning
playing.
or at 9 p.m. New York time yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, so doing music now that I want to do
Yeah.
with no, you know, people in your ears saying chase this sound or this BPM or,
Right,
or do
right,
thi-
right,
it's like I'm at a place where I'm just making music not for no money, but because it keeps me
Because
alive.
it keeps you happy.
Creative.
and
you're
and
creative.
that alone makes me excited, bro. You know, because I feel like there were moments where I stopped doing music, and that's where depression set in. I started realizing, like, why am I upset? Why am I not happy? Why am I angry? It's because I didn't have that. I have to do music, bro.
Yeah.
When I'm 80, I feel like I'm still
Yeah.
gonna write it.
Right.
I don't know, bro.
Right.
God willing, I get that old. You know?
Yeah.
But I feel like I can't hang those cleats up, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
can't.
It's part
It's
of
a
what
part of
makes you
you.
tick. It's how
Yeah.
you express. It fills your cup.
Yeah.
You know, we talk
Yeah.
about what
There you
what
go.
do other people do to help the motivator. Well, you do that. That's sort of filling your cup at the same time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You mentioned your wife's new business, and like I said, I've been watching your career and your progress, and I say this to my wife all the time. I'm like, man, Tone and his wife are couples goals, because from you guys seem to be, and I know it's not always the easiest, and there's
Of
ups
course.
and downs and whatever, but
Relationship.
the relationship, from a distance is one of those ones I'm like, those guys seem like they're best friends. They seem like they ride or die for each other no matter what is coming through. In a life that can pull you in so many different directions, people like yourself and now your wife with this entrepreneurship, it's hard. How do you guys make time for each other and not just be like passing ships in the night?
Well, right now we're passing ships.
My wife and I are
know,
similar to
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Like it's there. I tell people, bro, there's no book for love.
No.
There's no therapist can tell you exactly how your relationship. No best man, no bridesmaids, nobody, bro.
Yeah.
Right? So you're in this journey, just you and the person.
Yeah.
There's no, yes, you could learn love languages. I get it. There's certain things like as a man you should do but there's no book.
Right.
So when things get rough, it's on you to how to write that story, and there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be moments like right now where we don't get to see each other a lot,
Yep.
But if that's your best friend, you know ways to make them feel comfortable and
For sure.
happy.
Right.
And it's simple text communication. Like,
Just being intentional.
yeah, bro.
You know?
Like there's no, I don't know, bro. Like I do have a blessed relationship. People look up to our, us as couple goals for years, bro. It has been nothing but far from perfect.
Yeah.
Internally.
Yeah.
We make it work and we're real with everybody. Like, bro, this isn't perfect.
Yeah.
We don't portray it as being perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
I've fucked up a bunch of times, bro. I've hurt her feelings. I've made her cry.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've come home late. I've not come home. I've dealt with my issues, bro. She's done the same, bro. Like, but when you love something, you fight for it.
Yeah.
You don't just throw
You don't
the
give up.
convenience
You don't
factor
give up
of the
on
world
it.
we live in now is
No.
if something's not working, you throw it out.
Right.
Yeah,
Right? But
which
that's-
means that wasn't meant for you then.
Right.
Like,
Right.
if you could fight for the Raiders, dog, and they don't love you back, and they don't pay you, and you wear the clothes, and you get in fights and risk going to jail, and buy tickets and go on trips, then you can't do that for your girl or your best friend.
Yeah, then you tripping.
You don't have priorities. You have a team. You love a team more.
Your priorities are fucked up.
You know?
Yeah, 100%.
It's real.
It's crazy.
It's real.
100%.
To put that in perspective, like, damn, I'm going to war for something that don't give a fuck about me.
They don't even know you exist.
Right.
Don't even know.
Right.
But then you'll shove this person off that did everything
that really
for
got
you.
genuine feelings for you and genuine love for you.
Really
and that's how you know
like
your priorities all fucked up. You know what I mean? You got to take a step back and slow that shit down. Man, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's real, man. That's
man,
real.
I love that.
It honestly, you know, you mentioned earlier about the idea of motivating people. As we start wrapping up here, you know, what is it that you would want to bring out? If Tone had, you know, a message to send to people,
the better than yesterday
community, right? This is a community that we're building based on transparency, vulnerability, and the idea that we've all got stories and a past, but it's about tomorrow. Like every day you wake up, you can be better than yesterday. I mean, we've received messages from listeners and stuff, and they're like, they've said,
this is what I need to hear.
This is what I needed to hear, and you guys really respond to your fans. And my response is, this is not fans. This is community.
It's also helping us.
And it's
family.
It's family,
yes,
right?
exactly.
And we all play different roles in the family, but we all want to be a better version of ourselves. What kind of a message would you leave to someone who's like, I want to be better, but I'm stuck? How, like, what do you say to them?
Stop relying on people. Stop making excuses and start learning how to get back up when you fall. This life is nothing but falling. You're going to fall probably more times than you can get up and sprint. So if you don't master the art of picking yourself up, then you will forever be depressed. You'll forever be angry, sad, frustrated. You know, like, you got to just stop depending on others to do what you want to do and change. That's the main thing. Like, yes, this is motivating. I hope this podcast motivates people. Yes, we did our part.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, I can't go into your room
and pick you up,
dress you, grab your hand, get you in the car, and tell you this is what you need to do to change. Because only you know what you need to do to change.
Right.
We all have secrets. We all do things in the dark. So, like, I really can't help you because only you know what you want to change.
Right.
That's
Man,
real, bro.
That's it.
That's real, bro. You got to be able to pick yourself up.
Right.
Have to.
You got to be able to pick yourself up.
And that change in mindset from you're going to fall more times than you, like, you know what I mean? Like that's a change of a mindset of what failure actually is. Failure's not falling. Failure's not getting up.
Facts.
That's it.
That's a bar.
That's it right
Right?
there. Yeah,
That's
that's
a
it.
bar.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it right there. Yeah, that's
Right?
it.
So,
That's
like,
it right there, bro. Off top.
Tone,
Off top.
thank you for making time to come
Thank
in
you,
today,
brother,
man.
Oh, man.
Appreciate you so much.
I needed this, bro, more than you think. Like, you know, I work a lot, bro. I got a lot of homies, dog, but, you know, there's not a lot of times where we could sit on a couch and just talk to someone you've never met.
Yeah.
Just chop
and
it up.
share the same passions and goals. And, you know, and it feels good, bro, that there's people that live across the whole United States, bro.
I'm in Vegas. Yeah,
you know,
man.
where
Yeah.
we could still feel like we've known each other for years.
For real, bro.
That's literally how we just met and started chopping it up, and we're sending text. Like, why don't we just record the stuff that we talk about?
And it's just
because it's the same vibe, the same energy, the same mindset. So thank you so much.
You, man.
Sure.
To the audience, to the people listening, where can they find you? What are you up to? Your socials or any of the projects that you're working on so they can follow along?
I mean, man, it's simple. Just look up Hitone, Hitone. Everything will pop up.
Everywhere.
Spotify, IG, Twitter, TikTok. You know, I'm not really hard to find. I got a lot going on, bro. We just dropped some new music, bro. Just, you know, we could sit here all day about what I do and what I want you to know. But just look me up, man. If you feel like you gain some, you know, inspiration today, man, look me up. I promise you won't be disappointed.
High Tone, baby.
Awesome,
we
bro.
appreciate
Thank
you
so
more
much
than you
for
know.
being here. Thank
much
you so
love.
much.
Hell yeah, man.
Better than yesterday. The LA sessions in the books. Thanks, guys.
Yep.